Hi, everybody. It's Nora Yolis Young, and I am broadcasting live, on the experience. And I actually just want to do something different here and shake it up, break it up, do something different. So today we're going to be talking about perspectives, and we're going to be talking about the Me Too movement. And as some of you may know, I have recently been interviewed with a bunch of other women on a year retrospective of the Me Too movement. And I shared an experience that I had in college where a guy that I had dated and later had broken up with, and then later he had gotten drunk and I say he tried to rape me. That was my feeling. There was no, it was an assault. Like it was an assault over many, many hours where he was just so ridiculously wasted that he just could not stop. And we were at a camping trip for a class that I was co-instructing, and he was a part of the class. And he just got to that really blacked out drunk place where he was on a loop. Like you could probably see his tracks in the dirt. He was just like, make a beeline for me, climb on top of me, push me down. And then, me push him off. And then later it took like two very large men to hold him off of me, and he just wouldn't stop. And then later, what really sucked about the event was that there was a professor who, I was co-instructing the class with, who really didn't see that what happened was sexual assault. It was my fault. And so the reason I bring this up today and I want to share it is I want to really encourage you to talk about your Me Too stories, because so many of us have them. And I want to talk about perspective and how we can shift out of the wounds of those painful events and move into places of empowerment and healing, so that we can, as a society, as humanity, evolve into a more mature place, and not one where we're just doing this to each other, first of all. And second of all, quit the finger pointing, because it's not helping. So, my story, I'm happy to share more of it if anybody wants to chime in and ask, chat a question. But I want you to share your stories, and whether it's during this live show or not, just feel free to communicate with me and reach out to me, because I really want to hear your stories. I really want to hear how you're dealing with them. And as many of you may know or not know, that I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I've been doing it for a long time. I'm also teaching now. So that's another thing, is if you want to learn how to do this work, you can also let me know. We're going to be doing a training starting in February, I believe. And you can sign up to be on my newsletter, so I can send you that information. But what I want to talk to you about is perspective. And the Me Too movement, I think it started in a really powerful and beautiful place, really coming from a place of healing and upliftment. And I think it has the potential to continue to do that. But what I see human beings really being stuck in, and I actually kind of call it the perpetual adolescence of where we are as a species. Humanity is really kind of stuck, in my opinion, in this adolescent state. And what we see in that juvenile adolescent mind is still that childhood mind where, daddy's going to take care of me, or mommy's going to take care of me. And so I'm not totally responsible for my actions yet. Like, I haven't taken full ownership of my actions. And I think that's kind of where we're at as far as us, me, you, humanity at large, not yet ready to step into our sovereignty as human beings, to just claim responsibility for our actions and our thoughts, honestly, because the way we think about things, our perspectives as a collective have a huge impact on how experiences play out on a universal human level, how things play out on this planet. So if we're in a perpetual state of us and them, you did this, you need to pay, then how are we ever going to move out of that continuation of wounding? Because from the person's side of the point of view that's having the finger pointed at them, they're feeling attacked, right? So we all know what it feels like to be attacked. Do we take responsibility for the fact that we do the attacking too? You should do this. You're a bad person. F you for, not believing Ford, or I can't believe you believe Kavanaugh. Does that sound familiar? What if it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong? What if what matters is this shouldn't be happening in general? And how do we as a people evolve and teach our children to empower themselves and to do no harm? How do we do that? And so I really want to encourage the conversation of getting people to start talking about me too. Well, yeah, me too. I was injured. I was attacked. Well, what about me too, where I perpetuated something that was perceived as an attack? Nobody wants to talk about the fact that they've made mistakes. And I don't want people to feel like they have to come out and say, oh, I did this terrible thing, or incriminate themselves. But it's about letting go of the illusion that we have to be perfect, right? Like, I can't even tell you how often I get clients that come into my office and are dealing with perfectionism. And I got news for you, everyone. There's never going to be a moment where you arrive like, I have arrived. I mean, even if there's a moment where you're like, I have arrived, how long does that last? 2, 3. Okay, what next? Right? Like, it's empty. What are you here to do? What are we here to do? I can tell you what I'm here to do. I'm here to help humanity mature and empower themselves and get off our knees expecting some power greater than ourselves to fix stuff. We have the power to fix what's going on inside us, and fix, I mean heal, to shift our perspectives, to, think about, Mandela was in prison for, decades, and he became president. What makes him different than a person who was in prison for decades and got out of prison and then either died or committed crimes again? So the point being, is there a way that we can become more resilient, our ideal version of ourselves? Is there a way to become better versions of ourselves? And I think the answer is absolutely yes. And I think part of what has to happen is taking personal responsibility for what's going on. And I think if we're looking to the political sphere to dictate how we should behave, we are going to do ourselves a great disservice, because they are trying to win. So is your point of view in life to try to win? Is that why you're really here, to win? What are you trying to win? Are you trying to be right? I guess my answer to that is, or my question is there something that could be more meaningful to you than being right? Do you have a mission or a purpose that you came here for? Is there something that really empowers you and that you feel passionate about, that you, regardless of any doubts or fears or lackful thinking around it, that you just know you were put here to do? And I know I was put here to work with people and their perceptions and consciousness through hypnosis. I mean, I feel this deep within my soul. I also know that my work is not just an earthly experience, a physical human experience, but it's also an energetic and spiritual experience. So my work is about getting clearer about that and offering the best that I can of myself to be available to you so that I can help people find their passions and their purpose here on the planet, and to really just let go of the expectation that the bad guys are going to pay and the good guys are going to win. Like, what if we're all good on some level, and that we've just made mistakes, and not to excuse bad behavior, but to start taking responsibility for our own behavior instead of blaming. Like, I could blame that dude who attacked me for anything that's causing me pain, but I don't do that, because I don't want to give him my life on any level. I choose to see that negative experience as a real gift, a gift of understanding that professors are people too, students are people too, and they make mistakes. And how can I use my inner compass, my inner discernment, to help me make better choices in the future? And when something negative does happen, can I heal from it? Can I learn something that is of benefit to me? Will it enhance my life? How can I enhance my life with that information? It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. So I encourage you to submit your questions, your experiences. Perhaps there are things that have happened in your life that you're feeling are limiting your growth as a person. And I would love to help you. And if you want to find out more about my work, you're welcome to check out my current website. I'm working on a new one. But my current website is essentialhealing101.com. And you can check out more of my videos. If you want to support the work that I do, you're welcome to donate to my Patreon. I haven't had that up for very long, and so I don't even know if I've set it up properly, but feel free. You can also send me super chats. But also just feel free to communicate with me. You can also reach me at my email, info.essentialhealing101@gmail.com, or text me. You can find my number at the website, essentialhealing101.com. And let's see if there's anything else that I'm also offering with a colleague of mine a webinar next week on the 24th at 6 p.m. And you can contact me at the site if you want more information. I'm happy to send that to you. And I'm also going to be doing a hypnotherapy training with this same colleague, Jennifer Catlin. We're going to be training people to become hypnotherapists. Can you see yourself helping other people with their perspectives and help them shift into empowering places of new heights for each person, help change humanity for the better? That is going to be at the first week of March. There are 2 phases. There's a 5-day training in the first week of March, and then there's another 5-day training in the middle of April. And that's going to be in North Carolina. And if you are interested in training or having me speak, just let me know. Maybe I'll come visit you in your town and we can chat about all of these cool things. But thank you so much for joining me today, and have a lovely, lovely day.